Good morning. My name is Cunningham and I'm currently studying a diploma in leadership. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the challenges of leadership. Today I'm going to be sharing my leadership experiences with you and the various challenges and achievements that have resulted from my time in this role. Firstly though, let's explore two questions. What is leadership and what are the necessary traits required? Dr. Stephen Fogarty defines leadership as the process of influencing others to accomplish objectives. It is enabling others to understand and agree about what needs to be done and how to do it, and the process of helping them to accomplish these objectives. Bill Hybels goes on to describe leadership further in this way. Leaders see the big picture and understand how to help others find their place of service within that picture. Throughout the Bible, we are shown the necessary character traits for a godly leader. For example, in 1 Timothy 3, 1-7, it shares, "Therefore, an overseer must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not a drunkard, not violent, but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must manage his own household well, with all dignity, keeping his children submissive. For if someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he care for God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become puffed up with conceit and fall into the condemnation of the devil. Moreover, he must be well thought of by outsiders, so that he may not fall into disgrace, into a snare of the devil." 3 particular skills I have started to develop during my own time in leadership are conflict resolution skills, effective time management, and communicating vision. Things that everybody can grow and expand in every day, I'm sure. And although I still have much to learn, I'd like to share with you what I've learned so far. The first of these skills that I want to talk to you about is engaging in conflict resolution skills that actually produce a positive outcome. Within my leadership position, I have had the privilege of leading the creative departments of 2 campuses within my local church. And whilst this has been a season of growth and favour on both of these teams, there is never any shortage of conflict. There are some very different culture traits between both the campuses, and some of the individuals were not very enthusiastic about changes to the way we operate as a team due to the combination and collaboration of them both and the campuses working together. And I've had various conversations with people on team declaring they wanted to serve every Sunday, and have had to discuss with them why we don't roster that way as a form of us caring, pastoral care for our team, but also promoting self-care as well. At first, some individuals found this confusing and were quite direct in saying so. And I have discovered my natural tendency and temperament within conflict resolution leads me to shy away from conflict where possible. However, in my position, I need to be more intentional in this area, to be brave and make sure that I'm communicating well. I have also discovered that often conflict arises when someone feels they are unheard or not even being considered in the decisions being made. So I've learnt that making sure that my explanation concerning any changes within the team or structure of the team is clear and defined, and giving the reason or the why behind what we are doing and how it is motivated out of care for them and a sense of empowerment for them as well, for them personally and for us all as a team and as a local church. I also then go on to reiterate that I will consider what they have said and actually make sure that I take the time to consider what they have said and that I appreciate their input. I've also found that time spent with other leaders and mentors in my world has helped with this process, as they have provided an open door policy so that I can ask for advice, seek their wisdom, and also have their perspective on what I'm doing. Also, spending time in God's presence and reading His Word has helped lay a really strong foundation for all the decisions that I make, and affects the way in which I implement them. Always at the heart of any decision that I make, I try to make it, will this glorify God? Is this what He's asking me to do? And will this benefit and care for the people that I'm leading? Another area which has required growth in my life is time management, as I'm sure we've all found some point within our life. I'm a fairly organised person, but the balancing act of full-time study, stepping into ministry and home life has presented a need for a far higher level of organisational skills than I've previously possessed. In the fullness of leadership, I have found that it is a role where last-minute tasks and issues can and do regularly appear, and as such, often the temptation can be to put my own self-care to the side. However, I am quickly learning my need for rest and relaxation is not a last priority. It actually needs to be a first priority. Without a healthy rhythm of rest and work in my own life, I can become drained, which affects my capacity to deal with what my role requires to lead people well, and my health in general. And also, in a position of leadership, it's my responsibility to role model healthy Christian living and self-care to my team. I have also discussed with my mentor putting in place intentional rest. Instead of fitting it in if there happens to be a lull, or taking it as it comes wherever there seems to be a space, to instead make one day different than the rest within my week. I've also started to implement the use of a diary to organise my week more effectively, organising both study, work and rest time. A large portion of leadership is communicating vision. Hybel states it in this way: vision is at the very core of leadership. Take vision away from a leader and you cut out his or her heart. Vision is the fuel that leaders run on. It's the fire that ignites the passion of followers. It's the clear call that sustains focused effort year after year, decade after decade, as people offer consistent and sacrificial service to God. In Proverbs 29:18 it says, "Where there is no vision, the people are unrestrained." Or in other versions it says, "The people perish. They have nothing to work towards." Within the role of creative, the department that I help lead up, we're in submission to the vision of the local church that we serve. However, as creatives, we are generally idea developers, and there can be a tendency to very easily swerve away from the vision and mission as we chase an idea or a tangent, and it can bring us away from the mission that we share as part of the local church. So I've found that one way to combat this, achieving it, requires regular connection with the team, which includes sharing with them parts of the vision that we are actually working towards, and giving them some goals and structure and inspiration where necessary to keep them going in the right direction, united together. I also make sure to keep in regular conversation and connection with my lead pastors personally. Vision tends to be catching, and time with them keeps my perspective and plans moving in the correct direction towards our goals. In conclusion, I have found leadership to be thoroughly challenging, but one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. The privilege of empowering people to grow in their God-given gifts and talents and see them begin to thrive and flourish in their calling inspires me. I look forward to many more years in leadership, stepping into the calling that God has on my life and helping others to step into theirs. Thank you for your time.